So Japan lead this semi-final tie 2-1 against the defending champions Denmark. So obviously for Denmark this is a must-win situation, and they've got the European champions Kim Astrup and Anders Rasmussen, and they're up against Takuto Inoue and Yuki Kaneko in the second men's doubles. Well, 2 years ago in the semi-final tie, Denmark against Malaysia, if I remember correctly, I think Denmark came from love 2 down in that semi-final tie to win, obviously, the 3-2. Do I remember correctly?
That is correct, Jill. Vittinghus brought Denmark on 1-2 when Skarup and ASTRUP beat Cooking Kid Tambun Kyung to make it 2-all, and then Emil Holst defeated Chong Wei Feng.
Yeah. So it's possible, and the European champions, the now European champions, Astrup and Rasmussen, need to produce the same sort of Houdini act that they did 2 years ago in Kwangshan. Well, as far as the European champions are concerned, well, to many it was a surprise gold medal, but it should be pointed out that Mads Conrad, who we saw in the first men's doubles playing with Matthias Bo, obviously at the European Championships, was playing with his regular partner, Mads Koling. And after the first game, they retired injured. Do you know what the injury was?
It was a little tear around the muscles in his hip.
Which player?
Mads Koling. So
yeah.
He felt that it was really cramping up, so didn't want to risk aggravating it, and just hope that it would allow him to play in this Thomas Cup campaign.
And that may be, obviously, it was a considered decision about the first doubles selection, but it may also have been a contributing factor. We just don't know. But what is important now for Denmark is that Kim Astrup and Anders Rasmussen, they have to win this second men's doubles to keep the tie alive. And we don't really know how these two pairs match up against each other, because as we'll see in a moment, this is the first meeting between the two pairs. Both pairs, incidentally, consisting of a left and right-hander. For the Japanese pair, it's Yuki Kaneko who's the left-hander. So the umpire, Ivo Kassel from Switzerland, welcome the players onto court. His service judge is Paul Buffon. So huge pressure on the shoulder of the Danes.
Red, black, in to serve.
So the Danes have chosen to serve.
Stay here, who is receiving? You know where to receive.
So they will move their kit bags before the start of the warm-up, because the Japanese pair have chosen ends. I find it bewildering, Steen, that players, when there's such windy conditions, don't choose ends. There must be a favourite end, whether you like playing with the drift or against it.
Yeah, I don't understand it either, but I've talked to someone about it. I think maybe it actually was Kim Astrup and Anna Skorp, because they played in the club that I coached back in Denmark. So they say it's they feel it's better when they serve. They have a good feeling.
So here is the 23-year-old Takuto Inoue, born in Higashi Matsura in Saga Prefecture on the island of Kyushu. So it's the left-handed player. He's also 23, born in Saitama, which is in the greater Tokyo area. They have spent 2 separate weeks as world number 8s, but as you can see, they're currently number 11 on the world ranking. Now, it is absolutely extraordinary that they've been selected for this semi-final tie, because they only played one match so far, and that was last Sunday against Hong Kong. They won that match in just 28 minutes, so they've hardly had any experience on court in these conditions, and it makes this selection even more surprising. I wonder if the pair that played yesterday, which of course was Endo and Watanabe, whether they might have an injury problem, because it does seem strange. But here is Kim Astrup, 26 years of age, from Herning. His partner is 29. They are currently at their career high, but it's their third spell at their career high of 9. 16th week in total at their career high. And they, like their opponents, have only played one match so far in this Thomas Cup campaign, and that was against Russia on Tuesday. Beat Evgeny Dreman and Denis Grachev in 2 straight games, 25 minutes. So these two pairs on court for 25 minutes and 28 minutes respectively, which just emphasizes the point that we were discussing earlier, that it's a very surprising doubles lineup throughout this tie. The only doubles pair that we really expected was Kimura and Sonoda for Japan at first men's doubles.
On my right, Japan, represented by INOUE Takuto, KANEKO Yuki. And on my left, Denmark, represented by RASMUSSEN and Kim Astrup. Denmark to serve, Kim Astrup to INOUE Takuto. Lavo, play.
So the traditional Japanese bow to all court officials before the match gets underway. Yeah, that's a good angle from Kaneko.
Serve is over. 1 love.
Now, Steen, I know you and I are familiar with both these pairs on court, but the fact that they haven't played each other before, so we've never seen an encounter between these two pairs. How do you think the two styles will match up against each other?
That's a really good question. I mean, we know that Anders and Kim, they like to play a little bit patient and not afraid to go into a defensive mode. I don't think that necessarily is fantastic, given the situation, being down 1-2 in the team tie and sort of leaving too much initiative with your opponent. Also, it's difficult. We talked about it in the first men's doubles. There's almost no pairs in the world today, since Lee Young-dae and Yo Young-sung is not here anymore in tournaments, that are winning from a defensive perspective. So I think they need to be a little bit more offensive or offensive-minded. And the Japanese pairings, very often Inoue, in my opinion, who is the creative player. So have to see if the Danes can match him on the front court, or can get the Japanese pair turned around.
Yeah, not only the creative player, but we ought to mention his speed around the court, and when you consider that he's not a tall athlete, 164, which is 5'4½". You don't really notice it though, because he's so fast and he's got such a big jump smash. Yeah,
And
I'm taking your point already about the Danes. I think it's a little dangerous to be defensive.
it's really, really difficult to be accurate enough under these drifty conditions. One of the things that is, in my opinion, the most concerning, and we'll have to see how it goes for the Danes, but the most concerning thing, in my opinion, is that Anders Skorp was not originally selected for the team. He was only added to the team after Carsten Mogensen had to withdraw. He was disappointed about the decision, and said the one thing that hurt the most was the lack of confidence from the coaches. He was part of the Thomas Cup team, won in 2016, and him and Kim are reigning Danish champions and European champions. I'm not suggesting that it's a right or a wrong decision. I'm just saying it affects a player to being deselected in the first place. And it could be that you react and saying, hey, now I'm going to show you, or you could also feel that it's hurt your confidence a little bit.
Yeah. There's quick in again, in a way. What a good rally. Very good rally. Fast exchanges.
But this is the way, it's very concerning for the Danes, in my opinion. This is the way the rallies are going to go unless Kim Astrup and Anders Skorp are doing something actively to avoid it. They have to take the attack. I mean, these two guys, KANEKO and INOUE, they're not getting tired.
No.
They're about to send their team into the Thomas Cup final.
That's quick, isn't it? Great interception. And Takuto in a way.
And I know the Danes, they withstood the pressure 2 years ago from Ko King Kit and Tan Boon Hyung, but with all due respect for the two Malaysians, it was two players in the fall of their career. That's not the case with these two players. They've beaten the world champions recently. They've created a number of good results.
Yes, they beat the world champions in the Hong Kong Open last year, which was November. And quite frankly, in these early stages, it's all one-way traffic, and it's all in favour of the Japanese pair. He creates his own luck because he hunts the shuttle. Takes it early. It's amazing to think that a year ago this pair from Japan were playing tournaments such as the Austrian International Challenger event at the beginning of the year. Then they moved up to, which they won incidentally, then they moved up to Grand Prix events and Grand Prix Golds. They also won the US Open Grand Prix Gold, reached the final of the China Masters Grand Prix Gold, and by the autumn they were in the final of Japan Super Series. So the rapid improvement was just astonishing.
Sometimes you when you're working on a specific part of your game, then suddenly when you get it together, the effect is monumental.
Yeah.
is over. 4-10.
So we praise the Danish coaches for their guts in selecting the first men's doubles. I guess the outcome of this match also has something to do with the overall character for the Danish coaches, because they must have expected that they could be in a situation where they needed both men's doubles. So definitely also part of the equation.
Yeah. Well, there is a man that was playing the previous second men's doubles with Mathias Vogt. That, of course, was Matthias Christiansen.
Extremely important for the Danes to work themselves a little bit into the game here before the interval. Concerned look on the face of the Danish teammates. Oh, he's committed a number of errors, KANEKO.
It's 5 straight points now to the Danes.
It's errors from overhead position with no pressure on.
Well, it looked as if there was going to be more than a 3-point difference between the two pairs at one stage. From the Danish perspective, the fact it is only 3 points will give them belief for the rest of this opening game.
One, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
Serves got what it deserved.
And the new service rule, it means that we are a little bit in the dark as to the strength of the doubles pairings, because we've seen very few tournaments played with it. And the service situation being such an important part of the men's doubles game. I suspect Sukamuljo and Gideon to still be the best pair in the world, but we really have no idea. They've lost one match during this Thomas Cup campaign. Standing in a much better position now, the Danes. They are over covering the front court. That's landed in.
Yeah.
They like that. They're coming closer towards the net in the flat game.
Well, it looked as if he was very confident that was going to go out. First service error of the match, I think.
11, 12.
Oh, this is extraordinary, isn't it? Back level, 12 all, having been 3-10 down at one stage. Taken.
It's dangerous for the Danes if they try to get too creative from too low a position. On the front court, as we see it here. Got to take the medicine and try and lift it flat.
Oh, came off the frame of the racket and got the net caught. Oh. Well, you've got to ride your own luck.
15, 12.
Steep smash from KANEKO. It's not that hard hitting, but he's got a really good angle on his smash.
Good flick serve. Oh, it's out. Oh, goodness me. Anders Rasmussen was nowhere near that.
Also showed how much they're focusing on making good returns on the low serves, the Danes.
Yeah, good call line, Judge.
It's gone wide.
That's over. 16, 30.
It's gone long. Very lucky for the Danes. But of course, if you play these shots into the net with high accuracy yourself, then there's not much angle to work with for the opponents. And if they still choose to push it, then a number of them will go long.
Oh, it's just wide. Yeah, it was a lovely idea, though.
17, 15.
practice aiming for the net court. These players in the service returns.
I just sense that KANEKO is a little bit mentally fragile at the moment, Steve.
I was just thinking that it's nice that the Danes that they've caught up after being 10-3 down. However, if they don't convert it, it doesn't count that much. I'd much rather be on the other side that has been caught up but still won the game, like we saw Kenta Nishimoto. Got to stay there, got to push forward. The Danes, excellent play by KANEKO. It's going wide. Yeah. Good smash by INOUE. The thing is that if he can hit accurately down that sideline there, then it's really difficult for his opponent to get it back. Sideways drift is taking it.
2 points away now from this opening game. Oh, good drop shot. Yeah, it's a wonderful drop shot. I remember he was the cheerleader in Delhi, Kento Momota. Resumed his duties as the #1 cheerleader. So game point opportunities for Japan. Opening game in 21 minutes. 21-17 confirms the umpire. And whilst they looked a little shaky at one stage, went through a bad patch, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And that was a brilliant finish by KANEKO. Look at that. Reaches out to take it as early as possible. And opening game, 21-17. So it really is now or never for the defending champions. Denmark have to deliver
Game.
in the second men's doubles. And they're a game down.
Double.
Japan just one game away
Play.
from reaching a second Thomas Cup final. 4 years after the first. And of course the first final they contested, they won. Smash. That's exactly what you were talking about. It's angle.
Yeah, it's really difficult to turn it around. The only really good choice is to play a short defense towards the net. Take the pace out of it. You can't really use the speed as you normally can for a flat, hard smash. So you can utilize the speed that it's coming with. It's much more difficult on the steep ones.
That's a clever drop shot from Rasmussen. But it was occurring to me earlier on in that rally, that missed opportunity, and I say it's a missed opportunity from Kim Astrup, because quite frankly, if it had been INOUE in that sort of position, he would have put the shuttle away. The Danes have to be more decisive, I think, at the front of the court.
I totally agree. I totally agree. They're giving away too many half chances that should have been put away. And we can just think of Kevin Sukamuljo. How big a chance does he need to put it away at the net? Either an immediate kill or a placement that is so accurate that he has an easy kill on the next one.
Yeah, exactly. He seems to make it count on, I was going to say the half chances, but I think the quarter chances.
Yeah. And of course, I mean, that's tough to compare with him because he's so clearly the best front court player, but there are also other front court players who are more clinical than the two Danes.
Yeah.
Got to stay in it here in the beginning of the second game. The Danes do not allow KANEKO and INOUE to race away like they did in the first game.
That was better. It was a good interception and it was very good placement. Kim Astrup towards the left hip of the left-hander.
Action by KANEKO. By INOUE. Doesn't have to bend his knees that much to hit an overhead shot.
No, that's very true. Frustration almost boiling over with Rasmussen. to anticipate. Look, he's looking for that.
But whilst he played, he's on his way back. He's not coming forward.
So he's not totally committed.
No. I mean, he's pushing flat. Why is he moving backwards?
Yeah.
Stay, that's the least thing. Or stay where you are and be ready for the next one. So they've got to get better, the two Danes on the front court. And they have to be fast learners because they're 3 points adrift here in the second game. That's more like it.
Service over. Ball 6.
That's a very, very good flick serve. He's flicked the last two serves. And the Danes back level, it's 6-all. Yes, the change of pace. And for the first time in either game, the Danes go into the lead.
Service return. Very animated Japanese coaches, Rioni Meineke and Park Ju-bong. Rioni signaling something about playing downwards.
Didn't look like the best of serves to me, but I guess the fact it wasn't to the tee, it was out towards the left shoulder.
It was exactly the right position to make Kanasko choose between forehand and backhand service return. It's a little difficult player to player how far you have to place it to the non-playing shoulder in order to make them change from forehand to backhand or the opposite way around. Depends on technical choices.
It was almost as if Rasmussen forgot that KANEKO was a left-hander. They obviously train with a left-hander all the time. It's his bow.
Staying in it so far, the Danes, but I recall that we mentioned the same about Vittinghus, and if you're just staying in it, being a game down and playing to keep your team in the tie, it's going to be awful difficult as we get closer to the final stages of this second game.
Yeah, the net cord from ASTRUP, forcing the short left and the easy opportunity to hit the big smash from Rasmussen. This one here, look how it just gets deflected by hitting the top of the tape. Now you can tell by where the player's feet are landing after the smash, whether it was a deep lift or not. Using the flick a lot, Rasmussen. So it is the exact same scoreline here in the second game at the mid-game interval as it was in the first at the mid-game interval. I do beg your pardon, of course it wasn't. It was 11-8, wasn't it? But it did go to 11-10 at one stage, just after. Danish team there in coaching break. I think we were hearing the Japanese coaches.
11-10.
We're talking a lot, also the Japanese coaches. Of course, we couldn't understand what they were saying, but this is the point where if the Japanese are going to feel a little bit the importance of the situation, it is now, and I think the coaches could easily make it worse by talking too much.
11.
What, giving them too much information?
Giving too much information. If they are a little bit nervous, then it could be difficult.
Yeah.
And so it's up to the Danes to spot if that's the case. He's got to kill that one. ASTRUP. He's got to kill that one on his forehand side.
12-11.
I think even KANEKO wasn't expecting his partner to intercept that one. This one here. Therefore he was left stranded.
Shadowing him.
Yeah.
attack that flicker. When they flick to INOUE, they can attack even closer to the net. He's playing it perfectly as it is right now. INOUE, he's just playing it as a drop shot, but it's up to the Danes to prevent him from doing that. Decided now on the front court. Who dares to overcover it most and who dares to occasionally do a little hold and flick. That is, in my opinion, going to be decisive for this second game.
This is an absolutely crucial phase of this game.
Very short lifts from the Japanese pair. Both pairs in turn seem to have difficulties getting out of this defense here, seem to have difficulty lifting with accuracy to the back line. Maintaining the initiative.
Strings have gone.
It's gone.
From KANEKO. Yeah, drop shot moves forward.
Oh, great save.
Oh, extraordinary. He had to think about dashing off court. KANEKO decided against it. And the Danes back into the lead at this crucial stage. Yeah, that was a great save, wasn't it? That's a good return. Made it very awkward. There's no chance of Rasmussen intercepting that, and it was very awkward for ASTRUP. Pushed at him.
Over. 16-15.
With the serve, he's been practicing getting it to spin a little, like see Kevin Tsukamoto do. That was a gift for the Danes, that one.
Yeah, it looked nervous to me.
I think if one of them gets nervous, I would expect it to be KANEKO.
Yeah. Well played by the Danes. 3-point advantage, 3 points from forcing a third and deciding game. Yeah, Jonasson enjoyed that one.
At this stage, when you figure this out, then that player needs to have all the shots, unless it makes it really, really awkward for you to play him. Step forward. And they've stiffened up a little bit, the Japanese pair.
Yes, I think so too. 2 points away now from taking this second game, the Danes, and forcing a decider.
Yeah, good courage.
Yeah, very good. Great serve.
That's a great rush.
It's a good rally.
Skorup.
And it's game point opportunities now.
20, game point 60.
That's gone long, and it is indeed going to be a third and deciding game. 21-16, 1 game all, confirms the umpire. And 8 of the last 10 points to the Danes.
Men der er i stedet for at køre stadig for
20 seconds. Hold on. 20 seconds.
Did you catch any of the Danish coaching break?
No, nothing that I can make any meaning of, only glimpses of words and so on. From the body language, I think they're talking about lifting. I think that's a really bad idea.
Final game.
But let's see. I feel the key to this is still overcovering the front court. They've been really good when they're both keeping a position close to the net. If the Japanese pair lifts, then they have to work really, really hard and just dump the first attack below the tape. It's well covered by Anas.
Unbelievable. And another dive.
Oh, he hits him.
Oh, yes. He immediately apologizes. That must have got him in the face. Two extraordinary dives. Look
Very
at that.
dangerous.
Oh no, he got him in the chest. That's not so bad. But yes, it is dangerous.
Probably will be looking up to see if he can save something or what happens. Yeah. By Scarp, half a foot closer to the net, and it would have been perfect.
Steen, you said towards the end of that second game about daring to win and daring at the front of the court, daring to take it on, hunt the shuttle and make the difference.
Yeah.
And I think it's all going to come down to nerves, isn't it? I mean, I thought the Japanese pair towards the end of that second game looked very nervous to me.
Yeah, and when it's your first Thomas Cup campaign and so on, you are in a decisive situation. Nobody really knows how you're going to react. Players that we normally deem to be really mentally strong can suddenly feel the burden of playing a team match. Let's see how they bounce back, the Japanese pair. Excellent follow-up by ASTRUP.
That's over. 3-2.
Oh, good return of serve.
Very efficient shot from INOUE on the outer side of Rasmussen, the cross. Can't defend everything.
Yeah, it's drifted long. Oh, it's challenge here. This is the first.
Positive that it's long.
Yeah, me too. But it's the first challenge, I think, of this match. Yeah, it's clearly long.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining. Service over. 4-3. Play.
Oh my goodness. Well, that to me, Steen, is a definite sign of nerves. That woeful judgment.
Yeah. And you sometimes, I mean, in a normal tournament, I think he would have at least gone for it. Now it's like, oh, my legs really won't move, so I hope it's going long.
Yeah.
Working so hard on that backcourt, Rasmussen. Impressive effort by him in this match so far, given the difficult circumstances that brought him here. I think he's carried himself well.
Oh, challenge that. That looked into me.
KANEKO challenges called out.
Well, I think it was closer to that back line that they would have liked the Danes. Is it past it? Full it?
That's clearly good challenge.
Correction in. Service over. 6-4. Play.
Well, he really wasn't missing any of those in the opening game, INOUE.
At the moment, the Danes have the upper hand in this flat game where they challenge for the attack, because the Japanese pair basically likes to play front court player, back court player, and then it's up to INOUE to cover the width of the court, so to speak. They're doing a good job, the Danes, at the moment.
From a Danish perspective, because I don't think INOUE had read that at all.
7.
That's a challenge if I were the Japanese.
Yeah, but they wasted that one earlier on, didn't they? Which is miles out the back. Yeah, I sort of felt there was an inevitability about that rally. The fact that the Danes were not trying to turn their defensive play into attack. They were just quite happy to defend.
Exactly, they were not trying to advance in the defense and move the racket up and so on. So he had plenty of time to figure out how to execute that offense. Yuki KANEKO.
Well, the momentum seems to have swung from one pair to the other throughout the entirety of the match, throughout every game.
Yeah.
That was an absolute shocker of a serve.
9-7.
This is better play from the Danes.
Yeah, but I mean, they've got to work on being more efficient in those attacking situations. They should have won this rally 3 times.
Yes.
So that's one of the development points for the Danes, in my opinion. We talked about it in the first game that they're giving away too many opportunities. They are allowed to survive KANEKO and INOUE, and it could prove extremely costly. And in today's men's doubles, you have to play with a certain amount of risk when you are on the front court. Well played.
That's a nice drop.
Fantastic save.
Yeah, what a rally. Oh, and it's just long.
Service over. And 8.
Great judgment.
Play.
There's some big gulps of air going in there from Rasmussen. I think that's nerves as much as anything.
So
That's a great shot.
11-8.
And they change ends, the Danes, with a 3-point advantage here in the third and deciding game. A match they have to win to keep this semi-final tie alive.
what's he pointing at, Rasmussen?
I think his teammates.
Yeah.
Anything of significance there, Steen?
Just managed to get, they said the small guy is flying forward, and that's correct.
Yes.
That's correct. I think they should try and maintain the pressure on Yuki KANEKO. He showed, in my opinion, in the second game that he tends to be a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
And then I noticed the Japanese coaching situation seemed very chaotic. Both coaches talking at the same time.
And frantic
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
what they were gesturing.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we
Yeah.
didn't understand what they were saying, but just the whole body language looked frantic to me.
So far it's admirable the way Rasmussen and ASTRUP has worked their way back in this match. They did it against Malaysia in 2016 after getting schooled in the first game, came back to win it in 3. And then repeat that.
Always going wide. Yeah.
I've counted 3 long rallies and the Danes have lost them all, where I felt that they had good opportunity to turn it into a win.
9.
But of course, you could also probably count it the other way. Rallies that the Japanese should have won, whereas the Danes came back.
Well, I definitely feel at the moment that the momentum is with the Danes.
13-9.
And the question is, can they maintain this attitude of going forward? Can they brush off situations like this, where they get punished?
10-13.
And still keep going forward, keep searching for the points, the opportunities, putting pressure on the opponents.
Oh, what a good flick serve. Clever. Oh! Well, a valiant effort by the Danes. 2 dives, 1 from each player. ASTRUP wins my vote for the better looking dive. Yeah, it's a tremendous effort.
And a little swing of momentum again. Doesn't take more than 2-3 rallies to swing it back and forth.
And
if the Japanese can just stay within these 2 points here, then it could become crucial for the Danes, because sometimes you see players just taking 4 quick points, passing their opponents. 2 points is not really a decisive lead.
that's over. 14-11.
Gosh, they're taking their time, aren't they? Well, they got it down in the end, the Danes, but I counted at least 4 opportunities there where they could have, and most probably should have finished the rally. And that just emphasises the point you were making earlier, Steen. Got to be more efficient at the front of the court. It shouldn't be taking 4 or 5 attempts.
No, and believing what you see. And then, I mean, it will cost some matches, probably, but the development will be totally worth it. Yeah. So in order to go forward, you sometimes have to take it one step backwards before you can come forward again.
15-11.
Good defense.
Well,
16-11.
he started off that he couldn't put a foot wrong in a way. Now, one or two errors and it really is costing the Japanese pair. Not the best of serves from Rasmussen.
12-16.
Brilliant. They just sort of brushed across it, didn't they?
And this man bit on it, moved to the wrong side.
Oh, there's a challenge here. Initially, the line judge looked as if he was calling it in, then changed his mind and called it out. Well, they made one challenge earlier in this deciding game and they were correct that time. Will they be correct again?
No.
No.
He was initially judging by the feathers, I think.
Yeah.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining. Service over. 13-17. Play.
Yeah, it started with such a good low serve from KANEKO.
17.
Oh, service fault called, the first of the match.
18-14.
Too high.
Get ready.
It's now the Danes having a 4-point lead should continue to move forward. They cannot start trying to defend this match home. Excellent play.
2 points away from winning this second men's doubles, Denmark. And then it will all come down to the third men's singles. Well, we've seen such dramatic comebacks in this tournament so far, Steen. I mean, most of the time we'd say 2 points away from the match with a 5-point advantage. You'd think pretty much certain, but in these conditions, what we've seen this week, no, not at all.
One more at least before.
Yeah.
With a good lead. And they're not certain either. They're hoping. But it's been a fantastic mental effort from these two Danes, in my opinion. I mean, they started out so poorly. Good shot.
That's a super shot. Sort of cut across it in a way.
You have to take the speed out of it and make it dive really quick.
Match point opportunities. 5 of them, to be precise.
And totally hats off to the Danish coaches for selecting these two men's doubles.
They've done it. Rasmussen, in his delight, snaps his racket across his knee. Winning in 3 games, 17-21, 21-16, 21-15 in the deciding game in an hour and 16 minutes. We are going to go down to the wire. Well, abuse of racket, a yellow card for Rasmussen. I don't think he'll be too concerned about that right now. But it does mean, as we thought it might, it's all going to come down to the third singles.
It wasn't abuse of racket, it was murder of racket.
Well, I concur with you, Steen. I think it was remarkable mental comeback as well as physical comeback.